What's up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to Lis Talks Vibes, or welcome if this is your first time stopping by and seeing what's up. How are you guys? How are you guys feeling? How are you guys doing? Make sure to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how are you feeling? How are you doing? This is a little reminder to check in, to ask yourself these things, to say some positive affirmations, and just check inwards. We are growing and growing on all platforms, baby. IG, TikTok. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much to those who come back and tune in every week, showing love, commenting something, even to the hate, dude. You're still engaging with my content. It does not bother me. People hate. There's haters. I know they hate because they're negative. They're in this negative state, but I don't care. You're giving me views. You're giving me engagement, even if you're writing a hate comment, whatever it is. But I really, really want to thank you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure to follow the vibes, Lis Talks Vibes, on Instagram and TikTok. And I did ask you guys on Instagram if you guys had any topics you guys want me to talk about, and any advice. And I did get a couple topics. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can comment down below. So comment down below if you have any topics, advice. There was one that mentioned relationships. I'm thinking about doing it. I've never been in a relationship, but I will talk about relationships from my point of view, from a single person point of view, and just what I've seen, why I'm single, what I see in a relationship, like what I expect or stuff like that. I don't fucking know. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Comment down below. Today we are talking about being at peace. This was one of the topics suggested, and I'm very excited. I'm pretty sure they meant at peace with themselves. So I'm going to talk about how I became at peace with myself. I'm going to give you guys tips and tricks. I'm going to talk about my 5 main important steps towards peace. The most important steps that I found very important, and the ones that I had to work on a lot in order to be at peace with myself. So let's just get right into it. Of course, there are many steps. There are many things that go into being at peace with yourself. It does all start with you. If you want to be at peace with others, with the world, you have to be at peace with yourself first, because you can't be peaceful with others and not be peaceful with you. That just doesn't make sense. This is my experience. I hope that it inspires you to work on finding peace within. These are just some steps you can consider if you have tried some things. I know I had to try different things and see what worked for me, what brings you peace. If you are currently not at peace with yourself, you're at war with yourself. I know I was before I was at peace. I was at war with myself, like literally. It was just like this conflict between myself, these voices. There was so many voices. There was so much hate, so much negativity towards me. There was just all these emotions going back and forth. Like literally, I saw this war in my head, and I just felt like this war. You know what I'm saying? And you don't love yourself if you are not at peace, because it does all start with self-love, and self-love is the first step. Self-love is so important, because once you start loving yourself, everything changes. It's kind of like everything falls into place, and you just know what to do. You connect with yourself. You work on whatever it is that you need to work on in order to love yourself. You change your mindset, your feelings. You just know that you don't want to be hurt, especially by yourself. So you love yourself. You take care of yourself. You're there for yourself. You support yourself. You connect with yourself. And that's when you follow your intuition. Your intuition knows the way, your soul knows the way, and you just go from there. I started to love myself. I started to do inner work internally, because there's things you have to change around you, but you gotta get to the root cause. If you are not happy, why? If you are not loving yourself, why? Accept who you are as you are right now. And if there's something that you don't like about yourself, then change that. Work on that. Loving me was a little bit challenging. It's not just about saying I love myself, especially if you don't mean it. You have to say it and believe it. But you also have to show yourself love. Not just say, you have to show yourself love. You have to do all this work. You have to do all this inner work. It's a start to saying it. I know it's a little bit uncomfortable when you are in front of a mirror, especially if you don't love yourself, it's just uncomfortable and you might think like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to look at myself. That's growth. You might have this feeling and it's a weird feeling, but it's okay. Don't give up. Do it. Look at yourself. Look at all of you and just say, I love you. Stop expecting love from somebody else, from other people to tell you that they love you. Fuck all that. And it will just feel so good. It is uncomfortable. I pushed myself because I wanted to change. I wanted to see change in my life. And I know I had to change myself first. So I pushed myself. I got in front of a mirror. And at first, it's a little bit silly. You know, it's like I would laugh or whatever. But I would literally look at me and I would just like mean it. Like, I love you. I love me, you know? It's like I'm literally looking at myself in the mirror. You might not believe it at first, but it is going to change. You will start to believe it, especially if you are consistent with it every day. And not just once a day. Till now, every time I pass a mirror, I'm in front of a mirror, I say something positive to myself. I tell myself I love myself. I smile at myself because it's just a constant reminder. If I truly wanted to love myself, I had to let go of old things. I had to let go of people. I had to let go of attachments. Coming into the next step, forgiving. I had to forgive myself, but I also had to forgive other people. That's loving yourself because you are holding on to this hate. If you have hate, resentment, memories, and just all these what ifs, and that's not good for you. All that energy that you encountered with soul ties, you know, if you had some snake and links or whatever, you want to let go of all of that. It's like you're starting new, you know, you're starting a new chapter, you're starting fresh. You feel it in your energy. You feel all these things inside of you, and that's why you're not clear of what you want to do, what you want to achieve. You're thinking about all these things. You're constantly living in the past, worrying about the future, thinking about this person, that person. They did this to you, they did that to you. Fuck all that. Like literally, you just have to let it go. And this was a very, very hard one for me to forgive others and to forgive myself, but forgiving others was so hard. It's not easy. It might be hard for you, it might be easy for you, but for me personally, it was extremely hard because I blamed others for what happened to me. I blamed them for the life I was living. I didn't want to blame myself. I wasn't taking accountability, but I realized, okay, well, I'm not saying what they did was right. It's not acceptable at all. But I had to take accountability as well because I had part in that. I kept allowing them to do me wrong. I kept ignoring the red flags. I let shit slide. I wanted to see the good in them instead of just seeing them for who they were. They were a negative person, a toxic person. I was like, no, deep down, this and that, you know, when it's like, no, fuck that. I allowed myself to go through that. So I had to take accountability, and I did. I had to forgive myself because then I thought, well, how did I allow myself to go through that? Why did I do that? This and that. Fuck all the whys. You have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive them. Start by forgiving yourself where it's okay. You were a whole different person back then. You had a whole different mindset, and your mindset is completely different now. And look at the positive side. You have grown now. Your mindset has grown. Don't pay attention to how you were back then. What is important is that you're a new person now. You have evolved. You think differently now for the better. And forgiving yourself is another step towards self-love. It's self-care. You're making peace with yourself. That's being at peace with you. You're forgiving yourself. When you are forgiving others, do not think that you're doing it for them. If you forgive others, that does not mean you are going back to them. If you were in a relationship, that doesn't mean you're going back to your ex-partner. That doesn't mean that you're going to be friends with this certain individual again. No. If you forgive them, that doesn't mean you have to go back. You forgive them and you let go. You're not doing it for them. You're forgiving them for you. You're forgiving them so you can move on. You're forgiving them to let go. Forgiving took a while for me, and it might take a while for you. It's not a one-day thing. For me, it took a couple months, honestly, because I held onto it so tight. It was hard for me to let go. It was really hard for me to let go. So I tried different exercises. I had to repeatedly sit with myself, talk to myself, envision me in front of them, talking to them, telling them that I forgave them. I wrote it down, wrote down a letter. I said it out loud. I tried so many things. So I suggest you try different things. And I had to repeatedly do it. I was literally doing it like every day until I didn't feel anything, because I would think of them, this feeling would come up. So I would pay attention to that. I'd be like, okay, when I think of them, I think about this and I think about that. I would mainly think about what they did to me, the negative thing, and I would see what I would feel in my body. I'd be like, okay, I feel like this, like that. I let these feelings go. They don't serve any purpose in my life, any purpose in my body, and I let go of this energy. I had to do that multiple times. One of the things I did that helped me a lot to forgive people was imagining them on a stage and remembering some good times that we had, times where we laughed, just where we were having a good time, telling them I love them, that I thank them for the experience, and I let them go. And then I disappeared them from the stage slowly. And that helped a lot. I had to do that several times. I just wished them the best in life, and I let them go. I understand why a lot of you guys might not want to forgive people, because you want them to say, I'm sorry. And that's what I was expecting. I was expecting for them to come to me and tell me that they were sorry. That way I could forget them, maybe or maybe not, or just like talk it out. You want that. But that is not the case. It's rare when that happens. It will most likely never happen. So you have to do it, even if you're not in front of that person physically. Just imagine them, and you have to forgive them, and you have to let them go. You have to let go of all attachments, because when you don't, that's just hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself even more. A lot of people don't like to admit that they did something wrong. They don't take accountability. But it's time for you to change. It's time for you to let go and to move on into the next chapter of your life. I know I thought that forgiving other people would make me weak. I don't know, I just thought like that, but it doesn't. It didn't make me weak. It made me fucking stronger. It made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me love myself even more, because it takes a lot to forgive somebody. A lot of strength, a lot of vulnerability, and it makes you feel amazing after. And you just let them go. It's such a beautiful feeling and such a fucking relief. You literally feel that weight off of you, that energy that wasn't yours, all that bad energy inside of you. Negative feelings, negative thoughts, fuck all that. You let it go. And it's the same with forgiving yourself. I know when I started to change and I accepted that I wasn't doing good, that I was an alcoholic, that I was abusing of drugs. For literally, I was making excuses. Oh, my life this, my life that, da 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 da. I can't sleep, all the stress, da da da. Those are all stupid ass excuses. You shouldn't be drinking alcohol, doing drugs, smoking weed. That's not helping you to help you with stress, to help you with your anxiety, your ADHD. You need to get to the root cause and heal that. So I accepted everything. And I then thought, how the fuck did I allow myself to do this? I hated myself a little bit more than what I already did. I said, well, if I haven't drank all these years, I could have done this, I could have done that. I wouldn't have hit rock bottom. I wouldn't have led to drugs, this and that. It's not acceptable. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I do not recommend it to anybody. I know I drank for a lot of years. I did drugs. I smoked weed. But I do not recommend it. And I always tell others to not do it. Don't try it if you haven't tried it already. It's not good for you. And I've been through there. It doesn't help you. It makes shit worse. It's damaging you mentally, emotionally, physically, in all fucking ways. It's hurting yourself. All of that has led me to become the person that I am today. It led me towards healing. Instead of investing time and energy into that negative side of all that, I invested my time and energy into the positive side, because there is a positive side to everything. I was changing and I wanted to continue to change. Most importantly, I learned from everything. I learned the lesson, and that's where I gained all my wisdom, and that's where I inspired myself. I always say I'm here to inspire you guys. And I can say that, and I really mean it, because I inspired myself. I still inspire myself in so many ways. Just me getting out of that dark place, like I was such a whole different person. And it's so inspiring to me, and it makes me want to keep improving, to become the best version of myself, to keep loving myself, to take care of me, to just keep loving me. I love loving me, and I love learning new things. I love trying out new things. Fell in love with healing. I fell in love with working on myself. I love to invest my time and energy into that because I know it's going to help me in the long run. And I know it's just going to help me in general overall. It brings me closer to that person that I truly am. How did I learn all these things? Honestly, I'm telling you, when you start loving yourself and you decide to change, your mind changes and you just follow your intuition. I did what felt right. Things just came up. Like it's like I knew this all along, but I was just putting it away. Like I have all this knowledge and all this wisdom. I just wasn't letting it out. But I still did my own research. I listened to podcasts. I read one of the first books that I always go back to and read again is You Can Heal Your Life by, I think it's Louise Hay. I love this book. It's so informative. It just helped me out a lot. There was exercises in there that helped me out a lot as well. And it's just more knowledge. I recommend this book. If you guys haven't read it, I suggest you get a copy and you start reading it. I always go back to it, especially because it's chapter 15, the list. If you have a problem, like, okay, here's acne. It's a probable cause. Not accepting the self, dislike of the self. So, new thought pattern. I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. Dude, and it has helped me. Like if I have some type of problem, I go to it and I'm like, okay, well, this is a probable cause. I need to change my thought. And I repeat that new thought. It's just so amazing. I totally recommend this book. I just wanted to put it out there. The third step is living in the present moment, which is the easiest step, but we just overthink it so much because you just have to live in the present moment. You have to enjoy the present moment, whatever it is that you are currently doing. But you don't do that because you're either thinking about the past, you're stuck in the past, or worried about the future. You just have so many things going on in your head, all these feelings that you do not get to enjoy the present. And that's because you're keeping all these feelings, all these thoughts. You have to let them go. Like the past is gone. You can't do nothing about it. Stop investing your time and energy into that. Stop living in the past. And the future, it's like unpredictable. Why are you worrying about something that's not here yet? That you don't know what's going to truly happen. But if you do want a better future, if you want a better tomorrow, then do better today. Stop thinking negative about the future. Stop thinking about all these negative scenarios, how it can go bad, because you will attract negativity. You have to start thinking positive, but not even thinking about it. Don't think about it. Just enjoy the present. You have to just be in the present moment. Living in the present moment, it's you being at peace. You're just enjoying the moment. Whatever it is that you're doing whatever it is that's making you happy. You're not at peace if you're living in the past because you're stuck in the past. You're stuck on this what if, whatever memory, whatever person, this certain way you were living that you like. That's not good. That's not good for you. Make peace with that past and let it go. And the future, it's just not here yet. You're just worried and thinking about the future. Where, hunty, you just have to focus on the present moment. Focus on it, feel it, and be at peace with it. Be at peace with who you are right now, with what you are doing right now. Accept your true self right now and fix any problem that it is that you want to fix. Improve on anything that you want to improve. Change anything you want to change. You can accept yourself, but still work towards doing better, towards becoming better. The fourth step is positive thinking, which is another one that it's hard. It's so easy. You overthink. It's just easier to be negative, I guess, especially if you're just so used to it. And a lot of people say, I'm just used to bad things happen to me. Bad things are always happening to me, this and that. If you say you're used to bad things happening to you, then bad things are going to happen to you. They're going to continue to happen to you. If you do good, expect good. Just always expect positivity. Things are going to happen. Life happens and everything. But if you remain with that positive mindset, you're going to learn the lesson. You have to go through hard situations in order to grow. Being positive is being at peace. Being at peace is being positive. The double P's. In order for you to be positive, think positive, feel positive, you have to look inward, sit with yourself. Why is it that you're thinking negatively? Why do you have these negative feelings? And that's the start. But then it's also outside things. Your environment. Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you saying out loud? You will start paying attention to these little things, and you will slowly but surely fix these things and switch them up. Go from negative to positive. You are in control. You can change anything in your life. You can change your feelings. You can change your thoughts. Last but not least, the fifth step, my fifth step, is meditation. Meditation was just so important to me. It helped me out so much. I was at war with myself. I had all these voices. I had all these feelings. I had all these thoughts. I was just such an overthinker. I forced myself to sit with myself in silence. At first, I didn't know what I was doing. Meditation is different for everybody. Everybody meditates differently. It's what works best for you. It's what brings you peace. It's whatever way you feel at peace. And just sitting there in silence with my eyes closed made me feel so peaceful. At first, I would see how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, and I would just let it flow. And then it's whatever comes up that I would work on. If I was sad, why am I sad? Where is that coming from? How can I fix this? How can I improve this? If it was angry, whatever feeling I was feeling, I would let go of everything. I would let go of worries, thoughts, feelings. I tend to think, I have to do this next. I have to do this next. You know what I'm saying? So I would just let go of that. Whatever I had to do. Right now, it was me time. It was meditation time. I learned so much about myself. And that's when I was really I'm a soul in this human experience. I don't know how to explain it. No, I can't explain. Let me explain it, but I don't know if you guys will get me. I would literally feel like my soul would come out of my body and I would just face myself, And I feel like I would just go to another world. I felt so free. And I just felt at peace. I just let my soul guide me through that meditation experience, through life now. I listen to my intuition. My soul knows the way. You might see it as a weird experience. I find it very beautiful. I kept doing that. And then I started turning on an incense, turning on some sage. I would grab a crystal and work on any certain part of my body, focus on something. It's different. It looks different every time I meditate, but I just still love it because it's me time. Meditation didn't only lead me to peace. It brought me clarity. It brought me so much wisdom and knowledge about myself. I connected with my true self. Meditation it was just something so necessary for me, and I know you guys are going to love it. At first it is weird. Don't force yourself. If you feel a little type of thing, just close your eyes. Don't overthink it. Just relax. Let your mind flow. If you think something negative, change it slowly, change it into something positive and think, okay, well, why am I thinking negatively? Why do I have this negative thought? Where is it coming from? And dig deep. You have the answer. You can fix yourself. You will fix yourself. You will be at peace with yourself. You will find peace within, because peace comes from within. You have to do all this inner work. You have to do these steps, including any other steps that you will include into your process. Try out different things. It's whatever brings you peace. I also started going outdoors. Outdoors helped me out a lot because I felt at peace. I started meditating outside. I started going to the beach, and it was just so peaceful for me, especially by myself, because you might go to the beach with your friends, whatever, but going by yourself is something different, especially meditating. I feel so grounded. I love saying my affirmations out there and just, reminding myself who I am, what I'm doing, maintaining that peace. That peaceful feeling, that peace within me. I really hope that this inspires you to work towards finding peace within, my peeps. Try out these 5 steps. And if some work for you, great. If some don't, that's fine. Try out other things. It's whatever brings you peace. But it starts with you. Don't think you have to buy these things, get these things, or whatever, like people in your life. No. It's from within. And if you want to be at peace with others and just with the world, you first have to be at peace with yourself. In order for you to be peaceful with other people in the world, you have to be at peace with you. Once you're at peace, things are not going to always be happy. It doesn't mean your life is going to be perfect. You still have to maintain that peace. You still have to work on yourself. It's just a constant process. It's how you react to life, how you react to things, how you react to others, how you react to yourself. You will value your peace so much that you will not engage with people who aren't at peace with themselves, because you just know how that feels, and you don't want to be surrounded by people who are at war with themselves, because they will then want to be at war with you. You will not want that. You will just focus on you, and you won't mind being alone because you are at peace. That's why I don't mind being by myself, because I'm at peace. That brings me peace. And I know my peeps are going to come. My peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sending you guys so much love. Don't forget to speak good vibes to yourself and good vibes to others. You will find peace within, my peeps. Peace.